guys? My name is Zbricks, and welcome back to another episode of the Zbricks Podcast Show, Season 2. My name is Zach, I'll be your host, and the Zbricks Podcast Show is a show where I interview different members of the online LEGO community, whether it's through YouTube or Instagram, different social medias. Today I'm going to be talking to Zbricks, who has a YouTube channel, and he has online social media. I'll have them all linked down in the description below so you can go check them out. But how about we let him tell us a little bit about his YouTube channel?
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Breinbauer. I run Zbricks, which is a YouTube channel for LEGO fans in Spanish. So I run my videos in Spanish. And I also have some other social medias like Instagram or Facebook where I also run my videos. So that's like my main thing.
Awesome. Thank you. So, now we'll start off with some small, just simple starter questions. So how about we ask the usual first question, which is, when did you start building with LEGO?
Well, right now I'm in my 40s, so I started building when I was a kid, a long time ago. But first of all, I live here in Chile, and back then when I was a kid, we didn't have that much access to LEGO. We had other brands in the market, but not that many. We're talking back in the 80s or so. And then I moved to the States for a couple of years and came back to Chile. And during my teenage years, I stopped playing with building blocks like many kids. But I always kept building jigsaw puzzles, which was my main thing all my life. And then I went to college, university, and stuff. So it was around 2006 when my dad passed away. So we moved with my mom to a small apartment, and I needed to build things. I was used to build large jigsaw puzzles, like 12,000 pieces or so. And I needed to build things, and I didn't have that much room. So I went to the toy store, and I found this huge Lego Star Wars ships. And at that point, I was graduated, I was working, so I had my cash, but I didn't have all those things to pay for. So I had it was a really good time to start buying expensive things. So I started buying all the UCS ships. I'm talking like the first Death Star 2 that came out. There was like an AT Walker. All of those Lego Star Wars I can't bring them back to mind at the moment. Some Batmobiles, so I started buying the huge Lego sets and started building and collecting them. And then I went to the Creator Expert, started buying the motor buildings, and basically all the large sets.
That's awesome.
And, yeah.
That's really great. So Star Wars was one of your first major LEGO themes?
Yeah. As many AFOLs, Star Wars was like my first LEGO theme, and then I needed to move to other themes because you only get so many sets in one line 1 year, right? I'm talking about the big sets because
yeah.
You don't like playing like with a $10 set that you build in like 5 minutes or so. So yeah, so you start moving to other themes.
That's really great. So that also answered another one of my questions, which was, what were your first LEGO sets? So you said you started off with like the Death Star 2 as one of your first LEGO sets. Do you still have some of those old LEGO Star Wars sets?
Yep. I'm not a kind of guy that parts away with things. So if I buy a Lego set, it's very rare that I give it away. I've given some things away when I find someone that really I feel like someone will really want it and use it, and I just don't use it. I'm like, okay, here, take it. It's just a toy, right? But keep most of my things.
That's awesome. Do you keep them all together too, or do you have them taken apart?
It depends. Most Star Wars sets, I keep them built because from time to time they ask me to do some expositions with ships, right? And they do ask those a lot. So rebuilding all those X-wings and Tie fighters and Death Stars, it's just too boring. I really hate rebuilding the same set twice. That's something I don't really enjoy. Sometimes I had to do it, but it's not something that I really enjoy.
Okay. How about when did you start your YouTube channel in the midst of all these new sets?
I became an a-hole around the 2007, and then it was around 2010 we started gardening with a log, the first log here in Chile, and then I started looking into all these communities. Then I found the Lego Ambassador Network, and I saw there were all these online communities. So I started a blog first, which was really nice because from time to time I just wrote something, posted, and got some views, very few comments, but I said, what the heck? I just kept writing, right? But sometime it was about 3 or 4 years ago when I went to Billund for the Lego Fan Media Days that I met other guys that did videos. I'm talking the Beyond the Brick guys and other channels, and I realized that I had a bug going on in my head from a while to starting videos, but I don't have any experience. I didn't have any experience doing them. So when I came back from Billund, I was like, okay, let's try this, and I just opened my phone, take something, then went to my computer, find the video editor, and tried to do something. I found out it wasn't that hard, and I just put it on YouTube, and I started getting more reactions, more comments, and it was really fun because even though I had to migrate from the blog, which already had some subscribers, and start from scratch in the YouTube channel, it was much more rewarding in the sense that you actually connected with people. So it was much more fun. And that was around 4 years ago, I think.
That's
I don't
awesome.
keep track of dates.
So you've built with Legos for a long time, but you haven't been on YouTube for that long.
Yep. I've been building with Lego since 2006 or 7, and I started the YouTube channel like 10 years later. So, but I started my blog before that, so I've done it all.
That's awesome. So I'm assuming Star Wars is one of your favorite Lego themes. What are some of your other favorite Lego themes?
I like Lego ideas, but I think in Lego ideas there's like two kind of worlds. Those things that really are cool sets, like the storybook or the maze, right, or the birds. Those sets I really enjoy and like. But when you get those like from a franchise like Ghostbusters or Back to the Futures, those I don't like that much because it's just doing the marketing research for Lego for free rather than just having a great idea.
Yeah.
So, but I like Lego ideas, and I like the creator expert lines, the modular buildings, and all the theme parks sets. Those I really enjoyed.
That's awesome. What do you think of the new 18 plus amusement park sets that they've hinted at? Like the first one here is the Haunted House, which they've said is an amusement park themed set. So what do you think of that, and what do you think they'll do in the future of that?
Well, yeah, I haven't built that yet. I want to get it. Due to quarantine, supplies are being a bit difficult. And, but it really looks like a cool set, and it's really nice that Lego is aiming to the adult audience. They really stick for a long time saying this was a toy, so our main focus is kids. But I think Lego's finally realizing that okay, maybe kids buy like 90% of their things, but there's some adults that really enjoy building Lego, and maybe we are at 5%, 10% of the market. I don't know how much big of a piece of the cake we are, but it's really cool that Lego's having all these seats aimed to adults, and we get much cooler things.
That's awesome.
I don't know how much the haunted house is right now, but when you have sets for $200, $300, $500, or $700, I really can't. I wouldn't even if I had the money, I wouldn't give a toy that costs that much to a kid.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, I appreciate what they're doing. I really think that the new 18 plus line, I have a lot of hope for it because I've seen, like, especially in the haunted house set, you know, it's the big references to the Lego Adventures line, and it's literally Baron's house, which is really neat to see. And I think, and I've seen in other themes that Lego is really referencing old themes too. So I think that they're giving the people that have stuck with them for a long time, with the A-Falls and maybe the older T-Falls, they're giving them a lot of nostalgia in these new sets too. I've seen sticker decals that have a lot of references on them to like Rock Raiders and Adventures. So I think it's really neat that Lego is kind of giving back to the people that have stuck with their company for so long.
Well, nostalgia is a really great business, so it's really cool that they're exploiting it.
What other Lego themes are you interested in right now?
Well, the other theme that I really like is Lego Friends. It has a special meaning for me because on 2012, my first kid was born, and she's a girl, and that was and she was born like right at the time that Lego Friends came out, and they had all these cool colors. So I bought some sets right there at that moment, and kept them away so she would build them a couple of years later with when she did. Like I never get the girls' names, but it's one of the Lego Friends girls, Treehouse, and some other sets I bought her, and she really enjoyed them years later. So it's really cool, and the theme itself has all these vibrant colors and that are really cool to do your mocks. So I really like that line.
That's really awesome.
I really like the fact that even though they started like doing the traditional girls things like veterinarian or going to their hairdresser and stuff, but then they started looking to other things like the car racing or karate or other cool things, scientists. So I think that's a really great message Lego's sending to kids, especially girls, that they can play with anything, and that's really, really nice.
I think that's really important that they're widening the demographic to different age groups and to different genders and stuff. And I've seen over the years, like, I remember when Lego was basically all city sets. It was all police sets, all firefighter sets. But over the last few years, I've seen so much great stuff coming out. Like, I've seen themes that usually were, they used to be, like, mainly, like, for the boys demographic. I've seen them start to have stuff in them that could appeal to little girls, too. And especially with Lego Friends, I really appreciate all the different colors, too. And even for, like, mock builders or A-Falls, it's really nice to have these parts in these colors. So I think that they are doing a really good job with that. And I think it's really special that you gave those sets to your daughter, and I think that's really awesome.
Thank you.
That's really great. So, what Lego, like, do you build mocks in your spare time, or do you just build the sets?
Well, in the past time, I haven't built too many mods. I built some mods in the past, some huge buildings. The guys from Beyond the Brick had the chance to see when they came here to Santiago last year. So if you go to their channel and look, I think there's a video where they take them. But I really enjoy building some mocks, but it's hard to find sometimes the time to get into it. So lately I haven't built that much, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
I'll have to check the video out. You said earlier that you went to the Lego Fan Media Days in Billund. Did you meet anyone there that now you know better in the Lego online community? Or did you meet anyone through that?
Yep. Well, I got to meet some guys from the Lego online community, like the Beyond the Bricks, guys from blogs, the guy from Jedi News, some guy from Australia. So it was really, really fun to see people from all around the world that do their version of Lego Fan Media. So it was really cool.
Yeah, that's really special to see online, especially in the Lego community. There's such a diverse people, and it's like me talking to you right now. Like, I'm in Texas, and you're in Chile, and I think that's so cool. How, like, in some online groups and some fan bases, it only appeals to one demographic or to one country or something like that, because that's where the product is based. But Lego is like a worldwide phenomenon, and we've got people from different countries on different continents of different race and different gender that all come together at different conventions and stuff, and they all get to talk together. And though they may build different things, they all really are building together because it's just a really great community to be a part of. And I think that's really special.
Yep.
So, are there any other conventions you've gone to?
Not outside. Yes, I went to Peru a couple of years ago, and to Brazil I've gone twice. But I really have on my bucket list to go to some of the huge shows over in the U.S., like Brick World Chicago or Brick Fair in Virginia. Those really look awesome, and I really wish I could sometime go. I wanted to go this year, but, well, COVID came.
Yeah.
So that changed, like, everything. But I don't know, maybe next year or the year after, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping to be able to go to one of those Brick Fair or Brick World at some point in the not too distant future, maybe next year or something. And I think that's so cool going to those places because, like you said with the fan media in Billund, you meet so many people there and you get to see so much inspiration on what you could build and what other people have built. And I just think that's so cool that not only is Lego such a diverse company and it appeals to such a diverse demographic, but there are literally conventions that you can go to where you can meet the other people that whose work inspires you and stuff like that. And I think it's really nice because I think a lot of the Lego YouTube community goes to these, and I think it's a great opportunity to gain inspiration for your own builds and your own creativity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, what you said earlier that you, as mocks, you built big buildings and stuff. Do you have like a Lego city that you put them in or something?
Yes yes and no. When I go to when we host events, I take them out of the box and build my city. But I live in an apartment, so I have to put things in boxes and put them in storage because they just won't fit. And here in Santiago, we have a lot of pollution, so things get very dusty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of annoying to have too many things lying around because they just get too dirty. So you have to dust like every day, so it's too annoying.
Are these buildings that you make, are they representations of like real buildings, or are they custom buildings?
No, they're buildings. They're national buildings here in Santiago.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I wanted to build some buildings that no one else in the world would build. So I wouldn't go for, I don't know, the Eiffel Tower or the Empire State Building, because I've seen too many people do that, and it makes sense that someone in New York will build the Empire State Building. So it makes sense that people in Chile start building like national buildings here in the region. So that's why I started building our own buildings.
That's awesome. That's really cool because I hadn't really thought about it that way before. Because even here in Texas, I went to a expo a few years ago, and there are people there that just had buildings that were in New York, even though they were here in Texas. So it's really interesting to think about that. Usually, a lot of people just build all these iconic worldwide landmarks, but I think it's really cool that you are representing your country by building buildings that are important there. Do you build like what kind of buildings have you built from Chile?
One is the Central Post Office, which is a really beautiful building. The other was the building that used to host the royal audience when we were a Spanish colony back in the colonial times, 200 years ago. And some other communications buildings, so some things that you would usually see in the city.
That's awesome. So, are these buildings, how big are they? Are they like the size of a modular building? Would they fit in with like a modular city?
I usually build them in 32 by 32 base plates.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nearly about 3/4 of a meter or 3 feet or so long, and tall. Well, it depends on the building, but probably 2 feet tall. So that's more or less the size.
So that's pretty awesome. So from what I've gathered, you don't build many small mocks, but you like to build large mocks, large customs.
Yeah, I enjoy larger mocks than smaller. Sometimes I build some small things if I have some spare time, but I really enjoy building those large mocks when you have to plan things ahead, buy the bricks, wait for them to come here, then start building, then you change your mind, put it away, and start building again. So, yeah, I like large building.
Yeah, I usually don't have much of the patience or the bricks in my collection to build large, like huge mocks that have hundreds and hundreds of pieces. But I like to build like small dioramas that have maybe a few hundred pieces or stuff like that. But usually I don't order parts to build a mock. I usually only build a mock if I know I have the parts in my collection. Now, occasionally, if really cool parts come out, I'll order them on Bricklink or the Lego Online Bricks and Pieces service. But I usually just build small dioramas. Like this one I built the other day is from the game Half-Life from 1999. So
that's cool.
Thank you. But I build stuff like this. But I really have a huge appreciation for the the gigantic modular building mocks, or the really cool stuff you can see on Lego Ideas sometimes, where people create these really nice custom buildings and stuff. It's a shame they don't make them, or they wouldn't make some of these modulars on Ideas. But I think that it's really nice to see them and get inspired by them.
Yep. Well, we've gotten some pretty large sets from Ideas, like the Treehouse or the Fisherman's store. So I don't know. It all depends on if people buy those large sets or not. That's finally the bottom line.
What do you think of the new Ideas in review stage sets?
There's some pretty neat mocks there. The one I have to mention is the Huáscar, which is a Peruvian ship that a friend of mine from Look Peru built, Adrian. So I really hope it gets to the final stage, but I have to be honest, I don't think it's like a worldwide thing, so I really don't think it will get out. The Futurama ship is really cool, but on the other hand, The Simpsons is still a thing, but Futurama, I don't know. I think it's way too late, and I don't like franchise that much. So, the typewriter looks really cool, awesome, but on the same hand, I don't think it's a cool mock to look, but I don't think if it is actually a cool set to build or to have. So the one I think is really has a lot of potential is the fish tank, the working fish tank, because it's something that you will enjoy building. You can play with it. It's interesting. It's cool. So if I have to put my chips there, I definitely go for the fish tank.
Yeah, I really like the what Lego can do with Lego underwater stuff, like the new city theme for this summer. Have you seen those pictures of the gigantic ship that is literally built out of 2 boat holes? They made I think the longest Lego ship as of right now in that set, which is super cool. And I love the Lego shipwrecks they can build and stuff and put in their sets.
Yeah, well, the water-related city sets, we've seen them a lot of time on other themes too, like the Aqua Zone or there's other like Underworld Explorers, Atlantis sets. So it's really nice to have those related somehow. So it's they look cool. I think city sets always bring like new fresh air to the theme. Always keeping those firemen and firefighters running around because they always sell. But it's nice to see different themes inside the Lego theme sets.
That's awesome. I talked with Dalek Bricks in what will have been the last episode of this podcast, and he also kind of wishes that we would get more variety in the Lego city sets. And I think a lot of people can agree that we need variety, but there still is kind of a charm to the Lego police and fire sets. And I like how they're still maintaining a sense of creativity every year of putting out these sets, because they know that the little kids want these sets. So I think that's a good marketing standpoint. And I also think that it's fine as long as they continue to put out cool stuff. Like how they put out the Lego, was it like the Sky Police, where they had like the airplanes and the jets and stuff? I think that was a really cool twist. And I think it's good when they do stuff like that to keep it different every year.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think something that we're missing in the city theme is like a hospital theme. we always see like the rescue, but we never see like a big hospital. From time to time, we get some ambulances, I think, but like that's it. So it would be really cool to have some hospitals. Maybe we'll get next year like COVID line or something.
Oh. Sign inspired by the pandemic. Maybe we get some Lego minifigures with masks on.
I bet you. Yeah, I bet you we're going to have more minifigures with masks.
I would like to see that.
And yeah, we're gonna see that. Make sure we will.
I'm sure we will in the next hospital set or the next ambulance-related set. That does make sense. I hadn't even thought of that. Because, you know, a few years ago, they came out with the Lego wheelchair piece, and that's been an absolute favorite of a lot of Lego fans. A lot of people love that. And I think it's really good for the Lego builders out there who may not be so fortunate as to be able to walk. And I think it's really awesome that they can have a Lego wheelchair piece as well. And I do wish they would use it more. And I heard someone talking about it the other day. It must have been Maniac for Bricks. He was doing a live stream. And he was talking about how they've only used it like 6 times, I think. I don't quite remember. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's 6 or 7. But they haven't used it that much. But I think that when they come out with the next hospital, it's like they've been doing it like relatively every 6 years. But I think that they're starting to move more to general themes of city. So I think the next ambulance or hospital we get will have masks in it of some sort. I think that that's an important Lego piece to make now that it's relevant. So, but anyways, everyone, I think that's a good note to end this episode on. So, thank you all for watching. I believe next week we're going to have Adakin07 on the show, so stay tuned for that. Last week was Dalek Bricks, so if you haven't seen it, go watch that and all the rest of the episodes. They've been a lot of fun, and I've had an awesome time talking to everyone. So thank you again to Christian for coming on the show. His channel and his social media are linked down in the description, so you can go check him out and watch his videos if you speak Spanish. So, because... well,
it's a fun way to learn, so...
Yeah, it's really awesome. I don't speak much Spanish, but I've been able to watch through some of your videos and understand for the most part what you've said. So it's good practice for me. But huge thanks to everyone for watching this. I will see you all next week. Have a great day. Have a wonderful week. Zbricks out.